Macedonia in English. Just about everything you want to know.
Parliament Speaker Veljanovski meets UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon. Parliament Speaker Trajko Veljanovski held a meeting in New York with UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon. Veljanovski said after the meeting, the talks focused on the name issue negotiations with Greece under UN auspices as well as the UN-Macedonia cooperation in several areas. According to the Parliament Speaker, the meeting and content of the conversation he had with the UN Secretary General could be considered a continuation of the meeting they had together with mediator Matthew Nimitz in July. I use this opportunity to thank Ban Ki-moon for his active and key contribution to the moving forward of the talks to solve the name issue we have with our southern neighbor, the Republic of Greece, and the importance a solution to this issue as soon as possible would have for our EU and NATO integration, Veljanovski said. Foreign Minister Popovsky on Macedonia-Bulgaria relations. There are a lot of things we can achieve together, whether we have an agreement or not, because cooperation is built through concrete gestures, Foreign Minister Nikola Popovsky stated, adding that there have so far been no conclusions from the meetings of the working groups between the Macedonian and Bulgarian foreign ministries dealing with good neighborly relations. However, the minister explained that the expectations about the conclusions will become clearer in several weeks. As far as the amendments filed by Bulgaria with the COE are concerned, Popovsky described good neighborliness as a way to display sincerity towards a neighboring country. Irish ambassador calls on political parties to solve misunderstandings. On behalf of Ireland's EU presidency, Oliver Grogan, the country's ambassador to Macedonia, resident in Bucharest, called on the Macedonian political parties to solve their misunderstandings. Grogan, who presented on Monday the presidency's priorities in front of the members of the Parliament's Committee on European Issues, urged the politicians to work on creating a positive perception of the country in the context of its integration and the upcoming European Commission Spring Report. Your country also needs to play its part. It needs to play its part if we want to reach a satisfactory outcome. Perceptions are very important with respect to the Commission's report and the Council's assessment of that report, Grogan said. For that purpose, according to him, it will be very important for the Macedonian state institutions and political parties to do everything within their power in order to encourage the positive perception within the frameworks of the EU. European Commission is to blame for Macedonia name problem, says former Bulgarian president. At the discussion titled The Role of the Civil and Experts' Potential in the Foreign Policy of Bulgaria in the light of the red card given by Sofia to Skopje's EU bid, former Bulgarian President Zhelev reiterated his thesis that the European Commission is to blame for Macedonia's name problem. How can it be allowed that others solve the name of a country? This mechanism on making decisions via full consensus is idiocy. In that way, neighbors are literally enabled to argue with that state that is under review, Zhelev stressed, calling on the EU and Greece to recognize Macedonia's constitutional name. According to him, the right to choose a name of an own country is a holy one and it cannot be violated. Opposition's protest continues. The Alliance for the Future's caravan of automobiles on the streets of Skopje will continue until the end of this week, SDSM's Yanni Makraduli said at the end of the caravan outside the government building. Makraduli, who said the pressure will radicalize, stressed that Prime Minister Gruevski shouldn't hope that time will heal the Black Monday and that he might not be held responsible for suspending democracy. The last thing we want is dramatic deepening of the state of affairs in the country, Makraduli pointed out, adding that early parliamentary elections are the only way out of the political crisis. Since all deadlines on holding early parliamentary elections simultaneously with the local ones have expired, Makraduli said the latter might be postponed as was the case in 2004, when the elections, which were supposed to be held in November, took place in March 2005. Anything is possible. It's important that there is a political agreement, but a political agreement cannot be reached through hate speech, but sitting on the table and holding argument-based talks. We are ready for that. Unfortunately, all we are seeing and hearing are insults from the other sides, Makraduli stated. Ramush Haradinaj declared honorary citizen of Tetovo. Former KLA leader Ramush Haradinaj received the title of honorary citizen at the council of the municipality of Tetovo. When I am in Tetovo, it feels like being in my birthplace, he said. We admire his biography, we are proud of his work, and we express deep respect for universal and national pledges, Tetovo Mayor Sadi Begeti stated. The Macedonian councillors boycotted the session, while the state local self-government inspectorate said the decision was made without a Bedenter majority. The explanation reads that Haradinaj is an important political figure and a protector of democracy and human values, who played a big role in advancing human rights and who is synonymous with courage. Haradinaj, the leader of the Alliance for the Future of Kosovo, was tried for war crimes in The Hague, but was recently acquitted due to lack of evidence.
Macedonia in English. Just about everything you want to know.